Howdy folks, welcome to the channel where I just expose folks to different lines of thinking of different folks. Could be religion, could be science, could be atheism, could be quantum mechanics, doesn't matter. I like to analyze things that might satisfy a curious mind. When I saw this, YouTube just suggested this to me, Elon Musk on religion and philosophy. I had to look at it. I just had to. I don't know what this is. I haven't pre-watched this thing, but I'm curious to see. Elon is obviously a worldwide figure. I don't know what his views are on religion and philosophy. I'm a philosopher by nature, and a couple of decades ago was a fundamentalist Christian, so I have some background, let's put it that way, in the Christian faith. But I'm agnostic now, for those of you who are curious. I'm just right down the middle. I don't care what people believe. If somebody's a kind person, that works for me. If somebody's a jackass, that doesn't work for me. All right, here we go. Let's see what Elon says.
When I was a teenager, I had like an existential crisis to try to figure out what's the meaning of life. There doesn't seem to be any meaning. For me, at least, the religious texts, and I read all of them that I get my hands on, did not seem convincing. So then I'm like, okay. Then I started reading the philosophers. Be careful of like reading German philosophers as a teenager. It's definitely not going to help with your depression. Now, as an adult, it's much more manageable. But as a kid, you're like, whoa. So then I was like, man, I'm just like struggling to find meaning in life here. And then I read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And basically what Douglas Adams was saying is that we don't really know what the right questions are to ask. Like the question is not, what's the meaning of life? The real problem is trying to formulate the question.
All right, that was interesting. I read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and all the other books. I think there were 5 books in the trilogy. That gives you an idea of sort of the British sense of humor there. But that was absolutely brilliant. Zaphod Beeblebrox, Ford Prefect. But in that book, they have the answer to life. The answer, if I recall correctly, was 42. Then they searched the universe or the galaxy to find the question. They didn't know what the question was. So you have the answer. So it's very, very British, very brilliant Monty Python-ish reversal here where we're all looking for the answer, but it's really the question. And in my in my book, oh, wait a minute, do I have it here? Yeah, if you want to take the personality test, it's right here. One of the 9 personalities that I describe in the book, that I say 9 personalities comprise the human race, one of which is a freelancer. That's a term I came up with for a person who is oriented toward questions. They're not oriented toward answers. We are literally schooled from a young age to get answers. We take tests, we get the right answer, we get the wrong answer. And let's say we get a 90 on a test. We want to know what answers did I get wrong, right? We're schooled to get the answer, or our psyches are oriented toward it. But are we comfortable with questions and not having answers to them? I am, and that's a philosopher's approach to life frequently. We know the limits of what we can know, or we generally have ideas about the limits of what we can know. We cannot know how the universe began, not yet. We have theories. Singularity, maybe. God, maybe. I wasn't there. I can't duplicate it in a lab. There's not enough time in my lifetime to even get those answers. So I just as you am entitled to belief and say what makes the most sense to me, but it doesn't mean it's dispositive for everybody. But are we comfortable with questions? And I like what Elon said here, that a big part of it is like, what are the questions? Like, we're looking for the meaning to life. Many people are like, why are we here? And some folks just say, oh, well, I'm a realist. We just die and that's it. I can accept that. I'm so great. I'm strong and all this. To me, it doesn't make you great or strong. It's like, okay, fine. It doesn't make you a realist. It just means that you're willing to accept an outcome that you think is likely, that after this, there's no afterlife. Fair enough. There are people who think, I know what happens when I die. I'm going to heaven. This is how that works. And I know this for a fact. Well, no, facts are those things that actually have happened already. They're locked in a period of time versus truth, which extends throughout all time. principles that extend throughout time. You don't know. You believe based on, lay out the premises that you're a Buddhist, a Christian, a Jew, you've done all these things or believed all these things just so, and you're going to heaven. Okay, you believe that. Okay, fair enough. That's unassailable. If you believe something, I cannot gainsay that. But when we think we've got these answers and that this is absolutely the way it is, it's really just a matter of belief. But do you have the right questions? And are you comfortable having questions but not having definitive answers? And that's where Elon, I guess, got into it. He looks younger here, too. He also looks disheveled, as he usually does. But the dude works pretty hard, so you got to give him a pass on that. So, okay, what are your questions? This is religion and philosophy. There is, I did not take a philosophy of religion course, but I am friends with the current dean of Rutgers University right now, the philosophy department, and which is the number 1 or number 2 philosophy department in the country. And I think it's the number 2 philosophy department in the world right now. I want to change that to be the number 1. But philosophy of religion, what does it do? How is it? Even Dawkins was a fan of theologians from the anthropological standpoint, not from the spiritual afterlife standpoint, but that theology, as long as you get into studying some things that have a scientific basis to it, he was okay with it. So theology is not useless, as some folks have said on the channel. It does have its uses. You may disagree with an afterlife, but it does have its uses. So I guess accept questions, and if you don't get an answer, c'est la vie. All right, guys, please subscribe. Have a great day. See you on another video, and keep thinking philosophically. Hey, folks. If you want to take the personality test that I created for my life coaching practice, which is based on the book that I wrote, put your phone up, turn it on camera, and focus on this, and it'll take you to it. And it'll take you about 20 minutes to complete the test. It's free, and you'll get some information on your personality. It's quite detailed, quite revealing. It's kind of fun as well. And I'll be leaving this QR code up on the wall behind me for my regular videos. So I hope you take it, and I hope you enjoy it.